I'm teaching you this because schools won't. What I'm about to present to you is a test. It's called the tongue test. This wasn't proposed by me, it wasn't invented by me. It's by a guy named Giant Implants. He's a looks-maxing facial designer for implants. But anyways, point is, this test is going to help you assess how recessed you are in this particular region. So you can see here, there's 3 different drawings. I tried my best here, you guys. And this is bad posture, good posture, and the tongue test being used. The whole point of this is to assess how much oral volume you have, how much capacity you have to accommodate your tongue in your mouth. Why is this important? Because if you fail to accommodate your tongue in your mouth, what happens is your fat, your tissue, your skin starts to hang below your neck. And this happens because of this phenomenon, and I'm about to show you. If you have bad oral posture, you can see here with this border that I've drawn out, this is the mandibular border. That's where your bone is, that's your structure, that's what you're born with. The obtuse angle is formed here because fat and tissue and muscle, this is your entire neck is made up of muscle, so it does play a role here. Your hyoid bone is going to hang lower, much lower, as you can see. It doesn't even exist, you can't even see it on the neck. And this is what you're dealing with the majority of people. The average human is going to have this type of posture due to a variety of reasons. Bad habits, malnutrition, etc. Of course, genetics as well if you're malformed. Then we have good posture. With good posture, what you're going to see is an improvement with this angle in your neck. If you're not exhibiting good posture and you don't have good development, you're going to have an obtuse angle. In this case, you still have somewhat of an obtuse angle, but it's been bettered. Why? Because of mewing. You can see how the tongue is on the roof of the mouth. There's no longer dead space here. No dead space. This is dead space. That's dead space right here. And you can see that the dead space has been nearly eliminated. But we still have an issue because the neck is still hanging low. The hyoid bone is still hanging low. And why is this? Because if your palate can't accommodate your tongue, the palate is likely narrow. Nowadays, with people coming out with deformities of their teeth and needing braces, it's all due to malnutrition and also partially genetics. The argument as to which one is playing more of a key role is beyond me. That's a separate video. Now, with the tongue being out, this is the test you can do yourself. Stick your tongue out. You can take a video of your side profile where you have bad posture, good posture in which you're mewing, and then I want you to stick your tongue out completely. Like that. It looks kind of weird, it looks funny, but by sticking your tongue out, what you're doing is you're simulating having space in your mouth to accommodate for it. Hence why, if you look here, there's a simulated correction happening. The hyoid is lifted all the way up, and the skin is tucked right under the mandibular border. Now, depending on the difference you're seeing from here to here, you can visually assess how recessed you are in this particular region. And that's the tongue test, ladies and gentlemen. So if you've done this test and you've deduced that you're recessed, it's likely over for you, and you've just got to cope. No, I'm just kidding. It's not over. Everyone's going to be recessed to a degree, especially with a test like this. Now, what you can do is get a palatal expander if you haven't developed yet, or you're still developing. This is something that can be easily done because your bones are still malleable, especially on the roof of your mouth. Now, I wouldn't recommend getting a palatal expander if you're already old enough, because they're going to have to sever your bone and shove 2 screws in your roof of your mouth. And while they're separating it, your tooth, you're going to have a gap in your tooth, which isn't too big of a deal because they can seal that tooth back up with braces easily, and it wouldn't take too long. But it's not going to change too much in how you look. The damage has already been done for the most part. Really, I would just say to focus on your front profile. If your front profile is all the way there and your side profile isn't too great, you can work on improving your posture. Having good posture, as I've illustrated, can help with this angle of your neck. And maybe even training your hyoid area to lift up your bone potentially, right? There's no real conclusions as to whether or not that works. Now, if you're really hooked on the idea of improving your projection, improving your jaw and that area under your neck, there is jaw advancement surgery. And it's usually paired with Le Fort 1 in order to make sure that your teeth are aligned. They can't just push this forward and not the upper jaw. So that's something you can explore. But I highly don't recommend hard maxing because for the most of you, you're stuck. Like, you can soft max, you can get the most out of your genetics, and that's what you should be doing. But hard maxing, it's not a grocery list that's going to make you chat. It's going to take you a very, very long time. And I only recommend hard maxing for particular cases and situations. For the majority of you, hard maxing is not going to be an option. It's not going to raise your PSL. You're better off taking your time and spending it elsewhere. So yeah. Thank you for watching. This has been a presentation on the tongue test, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the next one.